Just out and about for a little hike today. Eaton Reservoir. It's in northeast PA. We're gonna stop here for a little bit, have a little lunch, do a little foraging. So while foraging, found some rose hips, found some hemlock, tree hemlock, and keeping my eye out for chaga and fat wood and anything edible that I can come across. Also looking for some milkweed seeds so I can toss them in my backyard. Butterflies and hummingbirds and other insects, beneficial insects, really like milkweed. So keep my eye out for those. Haven't found any of that yet. Passed some on the road on the way here, so I may stop on the way back a couple places. But just enjoying the day today. It's one of the nicest days we've had in a while, and I actually have off work, so just kind of enjoying it. This is public property I'm on here at the reservoir. Not sure, I guess it'd probably be owned by the township. Probably supposed to have the dogs leashed up, but there's not many people out today, and even less on this side of the lake. I parked way over there somewhere, just hiking around it. It's like a 3-mile hike or something like that. Nothing too extravagant, but I let little dog off her leash anyway. Right, little dog, come here. She's selective on paying attention. She figures I'll make it to her before she makes it to me or something. Turns around and continues on. Just picked up some hemlock from a tree and tossed that in a tea with the rose hips. Hemlock's high in vitamin C, and this is the tree hemlock. It's kind of what you see in the woods there. I believe water hemlock is used for poison. It doesn't look anything like the tree. Water hemlock, I believe, is like a perennial type plant or an annual type plant. I don't know. I've never really come across it, or if I have, I just didn't know what it was. But I know what hemlock, the tree, is, and I know it's good for you, vitamin C and all that, and you can even scrape the inside of the bark to make flour, stuff like that. But I'm not out to kill a bunch of trees, and I can just go to the store and buy flour right now. But pulled a couple of the needles off the branches there, and I'm just gonna use them for some tea with my rose hips and whatever else I can find. Thinking about grabbing some staghorns, some sumac, staghorn sumac. A lot of people around here think these are poisonous sumac. They're not. I never even seen poisonous sumac around here. Basically, these berries here, you can pull off, crush up a little bit, and make a tea or a citrusy flavored drink out of them. You just got to watch out, they're covered with these little hairs, so you need to filter those out, and I don't have a filter with me today, and these look a little bit past their prime. There's some good stuff inside, looks like, but other than that, a little bit past their prime, so probably won't make too great of a drink here. They say the drink rivals lemonade in flavor and taste, and I've heard people say once you have the sumac drink, then you won't go back to lemonade. I don't know if that's true. I've tasted the berries, but I haven't had the drink, and they are real citrusy flavored, real acidic, but tasty. So I'm not going to grab any of those today. Stopped to make a little lunch. I saw this on, I believe it was Bushcraft My Ways channel today before I came out. Thought it was a good idea. It sounded good for lunch, so this is something similar to what he did. Got fruit. This is the only apple I had. I'm going to use oatmeal. You can use other oats for it. I may even crush up a granola bar in it. And I got some ground cherries here, just a small berry. I'll toss in, and then I'm going to finish up with some tea from the hemlock and the rose hips that I scavenged. Okay, what I have here is some fruit I'm working on cooking up. It's an apple, and then I threw in a handful, probably 5 or 6 ground cherries in with it. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come to a boil and for the apples to soften. They're fairly thin slices, so should be alright with that. Then I'm going to dump the water off, use that for tea, and then I'm going to add some oatmeal and some almonds slices I found in my bag, and eat that. And then to the tea I'm going to add some rose hips and hemlock. But it was kind of breezy here down by the lake, so toss a couple rocks in here for a little bit of a windbreak. There, we're just down here. Had to leash up little dog again because there's a couple dogs and horses. Simple camp food. The apples are cooking. Apples and ground cherry, because that's the fruit I had at home currently. I can use any fruit you want. I just had an apple, so I used that, and a couple ground cherries off my ground cherry plant I cut up and tossed in. Just waiting for those to cook down a bit in the water, and to that I'm going to add this thing of almonds. Was from Wendy's, from salad that apparently I didn't eat. I may toss in, and I don't see why you couldn't toss in, break up or toss in a granola bar. And I'm going to toss in some oatmeal. I'm not sure if I'm going to use both packs or not, but I got them in case I decide to use them. Then I'm going to pour the water off. It's starting to come to a boil there. I'll pour the water off and make a tea with it before I add the oats. And little dog decided she wanted her snacks, so she found her snacks. Instead of eating her food that's again, hung on that trunk because we had a couple horses come by and a couple people with dogs. So it's just a good idea to leash them up. Hey, you want help with that? Ugh. Come here, hey stupid. This is what she's after, little biscuits. Toss them in her Granite Gear dog bowl. There you go, baby. So this is it. Apples, oatmeal, a couple ground cherries, and some almond chips. Pretty good. Could be a little sweeter, but the oatmeal at least had it was like maple brown sugar flavored, so that wasn't too bad. Just letting the stove cool down. I have the tea steeping. That's the water from the apples, as well as some small rose hips, a couple large rose hips, and some hemlock. So that should be alright. I usually carry like straws of honey in my camp kit too, but I haven't bought any of those recently. I ran out of them. So that's it. That would have been nice in the tea for sure. I like a little bit of a sweeter hot tea. And well, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll get out of here before dark. Alright, I'm in the car on the way home. Just wanted to say that tea, I just pulled it back out of my pack. I let the hemlock and rose hips steep in the water from the apples until I got back to the car. Probably 20 minutes or more. And it's really good, actually. Other than I didn't have anything to strain the bits of hips and hemlock out. You know, so every once in a while I gotta spit something out of my mouth, but other than that, it's pretty darn good. You know, I don't mind it at all. At first I thought it was gonna be a little bit hemlocky, a little bit like what you'd think pine sol would taste like, but it didn't turn out that way. I'm happily surprised, and I'm on my way home. Thanks for watching.